Was not expecting to do this reading today, but I keep getting downloads all morning. So here goes. Jupiter in Cancer. What do you need to know? I think officially it begins June 9th, June 10th, depending on where you're at in the world. It's going to be a transit that lasts about a year. There's a lot to say. This summer, astrologically, is going to be very, very interesting. This is part of that interesting energy. So it's a big transit, and that's why I've been getting downloads about it. I am a Cancer Sun. I am a Cancer North Node. So there's a lot that's going to be very positive for me. But equally, the biggest misconception people have about the planet Jupiter, because it is a benefic planet, meaning it is beneficial, meaning it's helpful, it brings in good luck and good fortune. All of those things are true. Jupiter can be your benefactor, right? But Jupiter also expands everything it touches. Everything it touches, it expands. So a good example of this is if you have Cancer as your rising sign, Cancer in your first house. This could be a year where you come into a lot of success. However, you also could gain a lot of weight because Jupiter expands. Okay. If you have Cancer in your sixth house, because Jupiter expands, it could expand any pre-existing health issues that you have. It could expand your need to have a lot of responsibilities at work. It's almost like you become the mother and nurture and take care of everything. And so there's ways in which Jupiter energy can be challenging. And that's why I wanted to do this video, because those are the downloads I'm getting. So let's talk about the good first. I always start with the good, all right? Jupiter moving into Cancer is going to help to facilitate a lot of emotional healing. A lot of the stuff, especially if you have core mother wounds, a lot of that energy is going to be healed during this transit. The other thing that is really, really good with Jupiter in Cancer is it makes you more emotionally aware. It makes you more emotionally open. So this is true for men specifically. If you're a man watching this, or you're dealing with a man in your life who just seems emotionally closed off, emotionally locked up, this is a transit where there could be deep emotional intimacy between you and your partner, you and other male figures in your life, where you never felt like you could really truly connect to them on a heart and soul level. And now you can, because they are coming into more emotional openness. And because of that, it facilitates really beautiful emotional connections. The other aspect of this energy that is beneficial is, as I said earlier in the video, Jupiter brings good luck. It brings good fortune. And so you want to definitely look at where Cancer is in your chart, the astrological sign of Cancer. But what people will start to notice with this transit is just that there's going to just be this sort of energy or aura of like things working out, things turning well, even if at first it seems hard or challenging. There's going to be this beautiful sort of like energy of like good fortune. It's like, it's kind of like you go to the store and you end up with the flat tire, but then at the store, you got a scratch off lottery ticket and won. That's kind of the energy of Jupiter in Cancer. Like it's almost like a blessing in disguise, or the thing that you thought was going to be bad ended up being really, really great for you. So that's the really positive aspect of this transit. Some of the harder aspects of this transit are if you have deeply held emotional trauma, it's going to expand. It's going to get bigger, louder. It's going to be more pronounced in your life. And so this is a time where, because Cancer is the mother, it is the nurturer, you're really going to have to nurture and reparent yourself, especially if you have parental wounds from childhood. This is going to be a time where, to move through this transit, to navigate the energies that we're moving into, it's really, really going to be important to be that caring, unconditionally nurturing mother to yourself. The other aspect of this energy that can be very challenging is, and this is something that people don't talk about, but Jupiter is Zeus. Zeus is I believe the Greek mythology energy of Jupiter. Zeus was the god of the gods, but Zeus wasn't like a very caring, compassionate, good man. He was always like, he was a womanizer. He was always cheating on his wife Hera. He was problematic, right? So when it comes to men, and I'm not picking on men, okay? Love you guys. But when it comes to men, this transit could actually bring out the shadow aspects of Jupiter, which is womanizing, cheating, affairs, baby mama drama. All of that stuff is going to expand as well. So just be mindful. If you're dating, if you're meeting people, just be mindful that although you might get swept off your feet, although you might feel this deep emotional soul connection to partners that you meet, there also is a shadow side of lies, deceit, hidden energies, because Cancer is ruled by the moon. And so there's a lot of like secret affair type energies. Secret children type energies. Like that's the energy that I'm picking up on as well. Here's the good thing. Going back to good. If you've been trying to get pregnant, if you've had issues with infertility, or it just for whatever reason you could not conceive, during this transit over the next year, you might actually be able to conceive. All right. So you're going to see an increase of unexpected pregnancies. You're going to see back-to-back pregnancies, like someone who had a baby and then 2 months later they're pregnant again. That's this energy. It's abundant. Jupiter expands. So expands the family because it's in Cancer. Expands life itself. So there's a lot of like, if you're not trying to get pregnant, if you're not trying to conceive, as I love to say, party like a rock star, but wear a helmet. Like, be mindful that this energy is just like, oops. It's an oops energy because it's Jupiter and Cancer, okay? The other hard aspect of this transit, though, and I know this was years ago, someone I know personally had to go through this, is that you might have to take on more of a caretaker role or more caretaking responsibilities. And I'll give you an example of this. The person that I was really close to had an adult developmentally disabled brother. Both of her parents were not old, but both of them had health issues. Her mother passed first. And then within like 3 to 4 months, her father passed. And so even though she was an adult, now she was an adult that didn't have any children, that wasn't married, but then had to take on the responsibility of being the primary guardian and caretaker for her severely adult, mentally and physically disabled brother. So this transit can bring on extra caretaking responsibilities, an extra caretaking mothering role to your life. You know, someone passes away and you have to take on that responsibility. Someone is unable to do their caretaking responsibilities and you have to take on that responsibility. This could be a time where if you have parents that are still alive, you're going to be like a primary caretaker for them because of illness and other issues. So, or you might have to take on custody of like a sibling's child or niece or nephew. So just be mindful that those are aspects of this energy too. There's a lot of good with Jupiter and Cancer in the sense of it does facilitate expanding the intuition, expanding your spiritual growth, expanding your spiritual gifts, especially your clairsentience, which is clear feeling. It's like you're going to feel everything. But the bad side of that, the flip side of that is that you're going to feel everything. You're going to walk into a store and you're going to feel everybody's stuff and you're going to tune into everybody's stuff. And so this is a time where spiritual cleansing and really protecting your energy is going to be a necessity for your own physical, mental, and spiritual well-being. Okay. The other thing that's really beautiful with Jupiter and Cancer, as I mentioned before, healing, but this also is not just like healing in relationships, healing your own emotional trauma, but physical healing can come from this transit. Many of our physical issues, especially chronic illness, is due to unprocessed emotional trauma that gets held in the body, and then it creates these energetic blocks. And so while Jupiter can expand health issues, if you're currently dealing with health issues, Jupiter can also facilitate healing in a very, very beautiful and sort of incredible way where it's like you finally get your energy back. You finally feel like you're yourself again. That's the other aspect of this transit that is really, really good. So the best ways to utilize Jupiter and Cancer. Again, if you're trying to get pregnant, amazing time for that. You're definitely going to see an increase of pregnancies and multiple pregnancies too. Like people who are on fertility treatments, you're going to see more triplets, more quadruplets, more quintuplets. Like you're going to see more of that. If you are really wanting to grow spiritually, really wanting to expand your gifts, this is a great time for that. You're going to see people who have spiritually based business really expand, really grow. You're going to see people who deal with any type of like psychology, emotional healing, EFT, which is the tapping, those types of things, those types of businesses, energy healing, different things of that nature are really going to expand and grow during this transit over the next year. So it's June 2025 to about June 2026. So if you are a psychologist, a therapist, if you work with children, if you do any type of spiritual work, these aspects, or do any type of caretaking, these things are really going to be very, very successful. So that's the good part of this energy. But what I would say is that, again, because Jupiter expands, is just make sure, because it is in Cancer, you're balancing your needs and nurturing yourself with the needs of nurturing everybody else. Because the hard aspect of this energy is, if it's easy to get out of balance, it's easy to be emotionally burned out during this time. And if you are like overdoing it in any way for yourself, you're going to actually burn yourself out and get sick very easily during this time as well. So is that all that wanted to come through? I just been getting downloads all morning about this energy. Overall though, I definitely would look at where Cancer is in your chart, especially the house, to see how it's going to impact you, because it is about a year transit. If you have really strong Cancer placements, like Cancer in your 10th house, Cancer in your 2nd house, money, success, like you are going to reach the pinnacle of success this year. So that's really good. If you have Cancer in your 4th house, again, it could represent that you're going to be more of a caretaker and have more responsibility this year. For some of you too, because Jupiter is the husband, and astrology, Jupiter is the husband. This is going to be a transit in which you meet your life partner, which you meet your person that you're going to marry or have a long-term partnership. And so that is also the positive aspect of this energy. So pay attention to that. Pay attention to the new people you meet, especially in June. And just know that even with emotional intensity that Jupiter is going to bring up, it's also a fast track to facilitate deep emotional healing. And the thing is, because everything is energy, when we heal deep rooted emotions, it usually opens up the flow of abundance. It opens up the flow of love. It opens up the flow of money. It opens up the flow of truly living and embodying and enjoying all that life has to offer. This is also a good transit in which, I know I spoke about the mother wound, but if you have father wounds or wounds around male love and generosity, this is a transit where you can do a lot of healing in that aspect as well. Oh, my throat is closing up. So there definitely could be more opportunities to speak and have conversations that, again, facilitate healing. All right. So with that, talked long enough. I'm gonna do Goddess Tarot, Higher Self, Holy Spirit, Guides, Guardians, and Angels of Unconditional Love. What other messages do you want to bring through for the Jupiter and Cancer transit? Got the Devil, but it's in reverse, so that's beautiful. I don't have reversals, but if it comes out reverse, I'll read it reverse. So breaking free of fear, breaking free of the restrictions that bind you. This definitely could be, again, irrational emotional fears, or just emotional trauma that you've carried for so long that you're finally going to clear. But you got to feel it to heal it. So it is going to come to the surface. This is a time not to bypass anything. Confront it head on, and you will be highly successful. Ooh, this is a time where, again, you are healing maybe some of your fears and some of the trauma around love, around partnerships, around relationships. And as a result, it's going to put you in this Venus energy that's going to open you up to love. Queen of Swords, knowing your worth, knowing your value, setting healthy boundaries, not being afraid to speak up for yourself, not being afraid to speak your truth. With the Prince of Swords coming out, again, not being afraid to speak up for yourself, not being able to speak your truth. I like that the Venus symbol is here too on her sword. And part of Venus energy is truly embodying all that you are, being your most authentic self. So with the Prince of Swords, there is going to be communication. There is going to be opportunities for really healing conversations. Even if they're hard at first, it's gonna be what brings in love, emotional connection, and support. And it's very interesting. We have 3 of the Knights coming out. We have the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, and then we have the Knight of Swords coming out. So to me, Knights are very action oriented. So you could see a lot of shifts, changes in action when it comes to love. It's almost like Jupiter is bringing in a new cycle for those who are looking for love, for those who want to expand in love. With the Princess of Staves, this is my good news card. So again, more communication, good news in the matters of the heart. With the Star, this is wish fulfillment. The Star also represents healing and being on the right path. And the thing with Jupiter is, because Jupiter is higher love, higher knowledge, it's like when you are aligned to your higher self and in alignment with your highest truth, love and the expansion of life truly comes in and brings in great fortune and great blessings. Wheel of Fortune, fate, destiny, bringing into that higher realms, the higher realms of your purpose, of who you are meant to be. Lakshmi, the goddess of abundance and love, with the King of Swords. So there's the divine counterpart pair, King and Queen of Swords. So for some, this definitely could be a time where there is twin flame union coming in over the next year because of the healing of all the burdens, the healing of everything that you've been carrying for a long time that you can finally put down. Yamena is a goddess that brings blessings, healing. In this deck, she is temperance, she is balance. It's a lot of healing energy. That is what this Jupiter in Cancer is going to bring in. Spirit, anything else? And then there was a card that flew. King of Cups, my husband card. So again, some of you are really coming into that long-term lifetime partnership that you've been desiring. It's on its way because of the healing that you will experience through this cycle. You're fully open to love and you're meeting a partner whose heart is open to love as well. Okay, let's get the card that flew across the room. Last but not least, 4 of Pentacles, building a solid foundation. For some, this is going to, again, representing a deeper commitment. For others, this is just representing stability. Stability in love, stability in relationships, stability in life overall. But beautiful energy coming out. Very, very exciting. Careful of temptations, though. All right? I know it's in reverse, but the devil is temptation in this deck. Just be careful of the things that are going to tempt you away from you following your higher truth, you settling for anything less than what your higher self is calling and desiring for you. Okay. Final messages, angels and ancestors oracle. Higher self, Holy Spirit, guides, guardians, and angels of unconditional love. Final messages for Jupiter and Cancer transit. Perfect energy. Reiki Master. Be graceful in movement and action. If you can do this the whole transit, you will be poised for success. Guardian angel, you are not alone. You are safe, you are protected, and you are watched over by the heavens. Okay? Stargazers, set your sights higher. Yes. Jupiter wants you to go big. Stop playing it small. And so, stargaze, reach for the stars. This is a card of wish fulfillment. And I'm going to read it and we're going to end there. I just have to find it in here. Stargazer is on page 78. This is the message. Go beyond your limitations and believe that the impossible is possible. That is beautiful, encompassing energy of Jupiter and Cancer transit. All right, it says, do you ever remember wishing on a star when you were a child and in your innocence believing that your wish could come true? The stargazer connects you with the energy of the cosmos and reminds you that you have the ability to draw in support from the universe. His cloak with its sparkles and light shows you are closer to the energy of the universe than you think. You don't have to go out looking for it. It's already there. Look beyond where you are and create even bigger dreams, visions, and goals, because with the power and help of the cosmos, those wishes can come true. Extended message. You are on the verge of a miracle. All of your dreams and aspirations are within your grasp, and you are being guided to focus on your vision. The angels, can't make this stuff up, who are with you are encouraging you. There is nothing that you cannot have or achieve. Jupiter and Cancer. There's an opportunity at this time to heal an old wound or pattern of lack and not feeling good enough. In the past, you've often found it impossible to recognize your worth and to believe that you are deserving of blessings. Angel and ancestor wisdom is reminding you that you are an incredible and infinite spark of the universe. And the universe is not only within you, it absolutely adores you. You are talented, filled with strength, and have the abilities you need to turn your wildest dreams into reality. Couldn't have said it better myself. So thank you, Kyle Gray. Reach for the stars in this transit. You will have a life beyond your wildest dreams at the end of Jupiter and Cancer if you utilize the energy in a beneficial way for you. Sending you love. Take care.